No, he said I'd straight up rob people.
Good news, I finally got the video uploaded. If you saw our last video, you know what I'm talking about. But we're off to Multnomah Falls. We're gonna go check out the waterfall.
That's the falls right there. Looks pretty small from where I'm at.
We've come and looked at the falls before, but this time we're actually gonna hike to the falls itself.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you a story. Started back in about 2012 when I used to work at the Hawaii Youth Correctional Facility. We had a program, a group, I call it Talk Story, and all the youth and my coworker were there, and we decided the topic was, what would you do if your family ran out of food? So we went around the room and asked the youth what they would do. And the first person, we'll call him Sammy, he said, I'd straight up and rob people. No, he said, I'd straight up rob people. And so we just went on to the next person and asked what each of them would do. Some people said they would go to a food bank. Some people said they would go to a church and ask for food. Some people said they would go and pan for money for food. And then we had a little discussion. I think as we go up higher, there's gonna be less people. So, the individual Sammy, who said he would straight up rob people, we asked him, have you ever heard of a food bank? And he said, what's that? And so we discussed what a food bank was, and he told us that he had never heard of a food bank, that he'd never known those things existed. And so we talked about how churches give food, and we let him know about that. He didn't know that existed. And then we asked him, so now that you know that, if your family didn't have food, what would you do? And he said, well, if my family didn't have food, yeah, I'd go to the food bank. Then I wouldn't have to get arrested. The moral of the story is, with a little bit of knowledge, some more information, your perspective can change. This young man only knew about robbing people to get money, and that was to get money to get food. But with a little bit of knowledge and information, he found out about food banks, and then he realized there's more options, things that he could do without getting thrown into jail. So perspective is huge if you have the right information and right knowledge, or just more information and more knowledge. walking down back to the car.
There's a bug trying to fly in my nose. So as far as Sione's story goes, sometimes it's just a little bit of perspective or change in perspective that can completely change your entire view on life and your entire world. And that's lesson number 7.
She's keeping count. This is the most dangerous thing you can do, looking at the camera, walking downhill on a trail that's asphalt and has potholes.